Lara Thibault. This presentation is titled The Importance of Information Behaviors of Teenagers and Adolescents for Information Users and Uses, LIS 508 with Laura Tadeo. This presentation is brought to you by the nonprofit organization, the Teen Exploration Network. I'm here to examine and emphasize the important information behaviors of teenagers and adolescents. With an awareness to these behaviors and barriers, we have been able to create better services to support them from research-based evidence. Here I will illustrate teenagers and adolescents' information-seeking behaviors, how they search for information, their information needs, why and what they search for. With the barriers that exist within their search endeavors, public school librarians have the ability to lessen the burdens through their services. The services I discuss include a librarian-ran club and an online forum supervised by librarians. Each of these services are supported by research articles and evidence to aid in the needs of this user group. First, I would like to start by discussing the information-seeking behaviors. Teenagers and adolescents within the public school system are primarily seeking information through various online communities, social media, and social networking sites. Through many research articles, an overarching theme represented that the use of technology and social media were at the forefront of their information-seeking behaviors. Today's current teenagers and adolescents have always been surrounded by technology and social media. They have learned to use it to their advantage in their information-seeking endeavors. Another key information-seeking behavior is through trusted adults and peers. Although many teenagers and adolescents have access to technology, some do not, which I will discuss in the barriers part of the presentation. J. Sundara 2021 explains that when this user group does not have access to technology, they utilize trusted adults in their lives and peers for information. Next, I would like to focus on the information needs of teenagers and adolescents. Adolescence spans from 10 to 19. During this time, you are experiencing everything in your life for the first time. It is a sometimes awkward, difficult time with many growing pains. This user group primarily sought information on their health and well-being. Mental and physical health are very important to them. This research consistently shows that sexual health is a major point of concern and interest for this user group. Petty John explores how this user group used Reddit to explore questions anonymously when the answers applied to their sexual health. Carol Kothau's information search process expresses that there are feelings and phases that individuals go through, such as uncertainty in the initiation phase, hence why teenagers go search for information on their health on things they've never experienced or learned before, to eventual confidence when they find answers that they feel safe to seek out and experience. Teenagers and adolescents experience ISP going through the barriers to eventual success. That brings us to the barriers that teenagers and adolescents face when they search for information. Although they have grown up with technology at their fingertips and have been able to utilize it to their benefit, they still experience barriers in their efforts. Included amongst these barriers are the need and want to protect their safety and well-being. Explored by Gibson, Hughes Hassel, and Bowen 2023, they found that there is an information marginalization and inequity in formal and informal information spaces. This user group experiences risk assessment and cost-benefit analysis, especially Black, Indigenous people of color in search for information. In the search for answers and information that could be sensitive, private, or embarrassing, this user group has to weigh the dangers and risks involved, whether the information they are searching for is going to cause embarrassment, confrontation, or a negative experience with adults. An additional barrier are deficiencies and digital gaps that exist. Now I would like to discuss the services designed to work through and against those barriers within the public school. There are two services that can be implemented within the public school library by librarians. The first service to support teenagers and adolescents in their information search process is a librarian-run club that provides accurate information, literature, resources, and guest speakers that would be considered a safe space. Martin Novick, Kim, and Stanarevic Katovic 2021 found that the information provided to this user group needs to be presented in many different ways. It has to be planned and thought out. Librarians are advised to work with health professionals to provide information. It is also important to provide health literacy information. This club has the power to be hosted after school, during students' free periods, and even designated meetings on weekends. This club would be designed as a safe space for students to explore their many health questions with a trusted, reliable adult, the school librarian. The school librarian is an expert in the search of information. They can provide literature and resources. The school librarian can also create connections with health professionals who can attend club meetings, who can serve as guest speakers and presenters on various topics of interest and need. This service has a lot of opportunities here through creativity and knowledge of the school librarian, which will therefore build a rapport with the students. Additional service of support is an online forum designed and supervised by the librarians for questions and discussions with an anonymous feature. This forum would be accessed and used only by students within the public school, monitored by the school librarian. Therefore, it would be a safe, educational, exploratory space for this user group. Through the connections the school librarian is building with health professionals, they can also aid in answering questions students have. This online forum will have an anonymous feature and options for students. The barrier that exists considering their safety and well-being over any information, the anonymous feature will aid in their safety. This forum will be accessible 24/7, even outside of school hours, for the librarian and health professionals to check and answer when they are able to. Tahiri 2022 found that as public libraries are information centers of societies, they have responsibilities to make information available, but the information must be able to support the information needs of different groups. There are many different groups of teenagers and adolescents within this user group. Each race, gender, individuals a part of the LGBTQ+ and beyond all have different needs within this user group. A trusted online forum has the ability to support all of these groups. This presentation has displayed how teenagers and adolescents above all search for information on their health and well-being through mediums that make them feel safe. Services created by the public school librarians, such as a librarian-run club and forum, have the ability to create a safe environment, space, and morale for discussion within the public school.